The learning objectives of this video lesson is to understand about the charged particles in matter, structure of atom suggested by Thomson, Rutherford, Bohr, and some basic ideas about the neutron. First topic is charged particles in matter. When we rub a glass rod with silk cloth, both acquire the charges. This indicates that matter has charges. So matter has two type of charges. One is electron and second is proton. Electrons are the negatively charged particles and their mass is negligible with comparison to the mass of atom, and their charge, they have negative charge, and the magnitude of this charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. The positive charged particle is proton. The mass of proton is more than the mass of electron, and its mass is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram, and its charge amount of charge is equal to the magnitude of charge on electron, but the sign is opposite. It has positive and the electron has negative charge. Discovery of electrons. The electrons were discovered by J.J. Thomson while performing the cathode ray discharge tube experiment. In this experiment, he observed that some of the negatively charged rays are released from the cathode, and these rays are attracted by the positive electrode because the opposite charges attract each other. So these rays are termed as electrons. The proton was discovered in the same manner by Goldstein. He observed that anode also releases some rays. These rays are known as the canal rays and protons. So these are the charges present in the matter, protons and electrons. The basic structure of atom. Atom has a nucleus, the center of the atom, in which protons and neutrons are present and electrons are present in the shells. Then the question is how this structure was discovered. Many scientists did their experiment to explain the structure of atom. The first effort was made by Thomson. Thomson compared the atom with a plum pudding recipe. In this recipe, the base of the recipe, and in this base some dry fruits are embedded in it, and he compared this recipe with atom, and he proposed that the atom has a positive sphere just like the pudding, and he compared the dry fruits with the electrons. We can also compare the Thomson model with watermelon. The red edible part of the watermelon indicates the positive charge, and the electrons that are embedded in this red part are compared with electrons. So as a whole, according to Thomson, the atom has a positively charged sphere in which the electrons are embedded. So these are the two concepts in the Thomson atomic model. It has a positive sphere, electrons are embedded in it. And he also discovered that the total negative and positive charges are equal in magnitude. So atom is neutral because the positive and negative charges cancel each other. So atom is electrically neutral. This is the Thomson model. The drawbacks of Thomson model. Thomson could not explain the distribution of electrons and protons in atom. The next effort was made by Rutherford. He performed an alpha ray scattering experiment. In this experiment, he chosen alpha particles or alpha rays to pass through a gold foil. Why? Because they have lot of energy to pass through a gold foil. Then what is the alpha particle is? Alpha particle is a doubly positive nucleus of helium. As we know, the atom of helium has 2 protons, 2 neutrons and 2 electrons. When these electrons are removed from the helium atom, it becomes the alpha particle. He performed alpha ray scattering experiment. In this experiment, he selected an alpha ray emitting device that emits the alpha rays. The 2 slits to pass a narrow beam of alpha rays. A thin gold foil. Detector screen to observe the scattered alpha rays. When the alpha rays are released by the emitting source and it passes through the slit to become a very narrow beam of alpha rays. When these alpha rays falls on the gold foil, the miracle happens. Most of the alpha particle pass straight through the gold foil. A very few alpha rays deflected by the small angles, and 1 out of 12,000 is bounced back by the gold foil. The alpha particle, when passes through the empty space, they go straight. But when it hits the nucleus, the boundaries of nucleus, it deflected. And when it strikes the nucleus at center, it bounced back. So after this experiment, he concluded that most of the space inside the atom is empty. So the alpha rays are coming straight through the atom without any deflection. Some of the alpha rays are deflected. When these pass closer to the nucleus, they are deflected because the alpha rays are the positive particles and nucleus also positive. So these get repelled and the deflection occurs. 1 out of the 12,000 is rebounded by the nucleus because of the strong repulsion between the alpha particles and the mass of this nucleus. It indicates that the whole mass of the atom resides inside the nucleus. So Rutherford concluded that atom has a nucleus in which the whole mass resides, and around the nucleus the electrons revolves in the orbits. But there are some drawbacks of this Rutherford model. As we know that when any object, it may be electron, when it revolves or when it accelerates, it must radiate energy. But when the electron is revolving around this positive nucleus, it never radiates energy, because if it radiates energy, its energy should decrease and finally it should fall into the nucleus. But it never happened. That means he could not explain why the revolving electron is not radiating energy. This drawback was resolved by other scientist Bohr, and Bohr proposed a new atomic model called Bohr's atomic model. According to Bohr, the atom has a nucleus in which the whole mass resides, same as the Rutherford's model, but he gave a new concept, discrete energy levels. He said that electrons revolves only in some specific energy levels in specific orbits, and in revolving in these orbits electrons do not radiate energy because the energy of these energy level is quantized, is fixed, constant. So, and the number of electrons in these orbits is also calculated by a formula 2n square, where n presents the number of shell. For the first shell, n is 1. And Bohr also gave some names. For the first shell, he used K shell. Second is L shell. Third is M shell. And around the nucleus there are some discrete energy levels whose energy remains same, and revolving in these orbits electron do not radiate energy. Atom is stable and it does not radiate energy. Neutron, the one more particle which is present in the nucleus along with the proton, so it is also called as nucleons. Nucleons are the particle present in the nucleus, and the neutron has no charge, zero charge, and its mass is approximately equal to the mass of proton, and it was discovered by James Chadwick in 1932.